recording. That usually happens with me, guys. I think I'm recording the lesson and then turns out I'm not. Okay, big white storks enjoy eating lizards for lunch. Who is enjoying eating lizards for lunch? The big white storks. Don't forget the adjectives that are attached to the subject, right? Okay, so now that we've understood subject, let's move on to predicate. The predicate is the rest of the sentence plus the verb. So you take the verb and you take everything else that comes after the verb and you label that as the predicate. The predicate starts with the verb. Pinky took care of her little brother. So everything in this purple box is the predicate, right? So we see that the verb is there. Took care is the verb. And of her little brother is the rest of the sentence. So that entire thing is the predicate. Underline the predicate in the following sentences. I'm not going to underline, I'm going to highlight, right? The jewel in my heart can still shine. So the jewel in my heart is the subject. It's what we're talking about. What is the predicate? The predicate is the verb plus the rest of the sentence. Well done. Can still shine because can is a verb, remember? Shine is also a verb. The boy with the fever drank his medicine. First of all, the subject of the sentence is the boy with the fever. Okay, because remember a subject can have more than one word because we're describing who this person is. So the predicate is drank his medicine. Well done. The little boy lay on the bed. So the subject here is the little boy. And the predicate is lay on the bed. Good. Pinky loves ice cream. Pinky loves ice cream. Good, guys. Well done. Okay. Lindiwe and Pinky washed Mandla's bedclothes. What is the predicate? Take your time to type. Yes, well done, Gabby. By the way, guys, today's my birthday, so that's why I'm getting a whole lot of messages and calls.
You happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. I feel very special today, guys.
You should, man. It's your birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, moving on, we come to the object, right? The predicate contains the object of the sentence. The object is the person or thing affected by the action of the subject, basically, right? So, for example, Pinky took care of her little brother. Who did Pinky take care of? That will give you the answer to what is the subject of the sentence. All right, so Pinky is the object of the sentence. So Pinky is the subject, took care is the took care of is the verb, and then her little brother is the object. But we have two types of objects. We have a direct object and we have an indirect object as well, right? So a direct object, and I promise you guys this is not confusing, but it just involves a little bit of explanation. And here comes the circle. Okay. All right. So the direct object answers the question of who, whom, or what, right? Who are we talking about? What is this about? And the indirect object cannot exist without the direct object because it answers the question of to whom, for what, where to. Let's put this into examples. For example, direct objects are underlined and the indirect objects are written in red. All right, so if you can see in the first sentence, the direct object will be underlined in brown and indirect objects will be in red. So Max threw Alice the baseball. What did Max throw Alice? That is our direct object. So in this case, Max threw Alice the baseball. So the baseball is the direct object. To whom was the baseball thrown? Alice. So Alice is the indirect object in this sentence. Jim built the sandcastle on the beach. Again, ask the question. What did Jim build? The answer is the sandcastle. So the sandcastle is the direct object. Where did Jim build this sandcastle? On the beach is my indirect object. Because guys, see how the indirect object cannot exist without a direct object? If I take away sandcastle, it sounds funny. Jim built on the beach. What did he build on the beach? So we need to have the direct object, which is like, think of it as a foundation of a house, which cannot, the pillars cannot stand without the foundation, right? The pillars is the indirect object and the foundation is the direct object. The instructor gave his students A's. What did the instructor give his students? So A's is the direct object. What is the indirect object? To whom did the instructor give A's to? His students. Grandfather left Rosalita and Raul all his money. What did grandfather leave Rosalita and Raul? That's the direct object. All his money. To whom did grandfather leave all his money? To Rosalita and Raul. Kian says, ma'am, are you forced to work on your birthday? It's so unfair, hey? But I have to work on my birthday. And I can't even go out, guys, because it's like quarantine and stuff. So I just have to stick in my house and bear it out. Is anyone else on May, baby? Is anyone else born in May? Really, Kian? When's your birthday? That is so cool. If you guys believe in like star signs and stuff, I'm a Taurus. 20 May. Okay, very nice to know. No, I do not have a cake. And I'm very lazy to bake. And so is the rest of my family. So, oh, my brother's also Aquarius. Aquarius are very excited about everything. Oh, yes, and I'm fasting, guys, because it's Ramadan fast. So I can only eat anyway after like 6. Yes, Amy, you're a Virgo. I remember talking about that last year. I can see that in a lot of, in how you do your work and how you talk, which is a compliment, by the way. Okay, so guys, let's do this one together. You guys have to tell me what is the direct object in this case, right? I know Gabby and Christopher are Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Joe Bob sold me her boat. What is the direct object here? How do we answer the question? We ask, what did Joe Bob sell me? Yes, so her boat is the direct object. I know it's very tempting to say me is the direct object, but to whom did Joe Bob sell her boat to? Me is the indirect object. Because guys, think about it. I don't need the word me in the sentence. The sentence can stand without the word me. If I take the word me away, right? It sounds right. Joe Bob sold her boat. But if I add the word me, it can only exist if I put this direct object in that sentence. Me is not the direct object. Me is the indirect object. Okay? Let's do another question like that. Father asked me the question. What did father ask? He asked the question. So the question is underlined and that is the direct object, right? And who did Father ask the question to? He asked me the question, and that's the indirect object. Okay, so if you want to find what the direct object is, just ask the question, what? Ask the question, what? Right? Father asked what? Joe Bob sold what? Grandfather left what? The instructor gave what? Okay, the waiter should have brought me my meal. What should the waiter have brought? He should have brought my meal. That is the direct object. Indirect object is me. Okay, so we're nearly ending off. I want you guys to help me with this activity over here. It says identify the direct and indirect objects below by highlighting the direct and underlining the indirect. So you guys are gonna find for me the direct objects only, right? Then we'll find the indirect later on. So let's look at A. The boy kicked the ball on the field. What did the boy kick? So just tell me what is the direct object in that sentence. Well done, Lesego. The ball is the direct object. And then where did the boy kick the ball? On the field. So on the field is the indirect object. Okay. Lloyd Saley sang his favorite song to his grandfather. What did Lloyd Saley sing to his grandfather? What did he sing? His favorite song. So his favorite song is the direct object. And to whom did he sing to? And that's his grandfather, which is the indirect object. Lastly, my father drove a car to Texas. What did my father drive? The direct object. A car. Very good. So in this case, my father drove a car. A car is the direct object. Where to? To Texas. So if you want to know what the indirect object is, you ask the questions to whom, for whom, where to, for what. Okay. All right. So for homework for next week, Tuesday, 12th of May, you guys have 3 activities to do for me. So you have activity 1. It says divide the following sentences into subject and predicate. Fill in the table below. So I'm going to give you an example. Well, just say you have the sentence, I eat apples. In the bottom columns, you need to write, what is the subject? I. What is the finite verb? Eat. What is the predicate? Eat apples. Remember, predicate is the verb plus the rest of the sentence. That's how you're going to do it for all of these sentences. Then activity 2, it says divide the following sentences into subject, finite verb, and direct object. So pay close attention to that. So in this case, I eat apples. I is the subject, eat is the finite verb, and apples is the direct object. Okay. And lastly, it says divide these sentences into the subject, finite verb, direct object, and indirect object. How do you find the direct object? You ask the question, what? How do you find the indirect object? You ask the question, to whom, for whom, or where, or for what. All right. Okay, guys, that's the end of the lesson, and I hope you guys learned a lot. I'm just going to see who's here. We have Gabby, Amy, Christopher, Kayla, Kian, Lesego, Michael, Mo, and Sibu. Yeah, so we're missing Anna. That's it. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys, and remember me today. If you do pray for me today. And yeah, I'll